Hi, my name is Dan from Bearcover, and we build human robot teams that reinvent patient care in a world of staffing shortages. So, nursing homes, clinics, and hospitals face increasing demand with fewer staffing. You see, the world is aging, and staffing shortages are driving unprofitability by forcing facilities to take less patients. And new technologies are needed that can expand care capacities. You see, the problem is that redesigning the clinical workflow is really, really hard with new technologies. The reason for this is pretty straightforward. Budgets are limited, staff support is needed, and regulators and patients have tight restrictions around privacy and care. But let's imagine for a moment a world with unlimited staff in healthcare. What might that look like? Maybe care staff chatting with each other on other floors on WhatsApp during their shift, asking each other to check on patients, or requesting help when they're busy. Maybe so many caregivers, in fact, that patients can be checked on as much as they need, that staff have time to linger by their bedsides. And the business of care isn't just a balance of staffing costs against patient revenues. In fact, this is what it looks like when a care team names and decorates a robot who joins their team at nighttime. You see, his name is Herman, and he's a robotic nursing assistant that can see through doors at nighttime, combined with a live support team that relays information via WhatsApp to the teams on duty. With the same number of staff, nursing homes, clinics, and hospitals can perform 20 times the number of checks on patients at nighttime, while improving both the workloads and job satisfaction of care staff on duty. So how does it work? Well, basically we combine robotics and radar sensors that allows us to sense movements through closed doors at nighttime. When it's working at night, the robot patrols the corridor, stops outside a patient's door, and scans. We identify the position of the patient, and if there's anything unusual, we can update the care staff via WhatsApp. We then decide together with the staff whether to continue to monitor the situation with Herman or to simply perform a physical check. And in terms of competition, we are the only solution that operates from outside the patient's room. This means that we have dramatically lower CapEx costs than other in-room devices. We can cover an entire facility from day one and support the staff. And we balance both the privacy needs of patients and regulators. And our customers think so too. We are already working with some of the leading German and European providers of nursing homes and clinics. We've completed our first pilots and are now moving to multi-robot deals covering entire facilities. Our basic commercial strategy is we run a land and expand strategy, growing within the facilities of large providers with multiple sites. And as a team, we've literally spent weeks living and working with our clients. And our investors both own and operate facilities in Germany and the USA. We combine a strong technical and product team with previous experience in healthcare and privileged insider access via our industry investors. Our business model is actually super simple. We build and lease devices, provide support at nighttime, and we maintain the fleet of robots. For this, we charge about €1,000 per robot per month on a service model, with a target ARR of around €48,000 per facility per year. We have a payback of around 3 months on devices, and we incur ongoing costs for repair and support. So we believe that this is a large and growing market that eventually expands into hospitals and even has the potential to increase the global supply of healthcare workers. Our beachhead market of clinics and nursing homes are more than capable of generating over €100 million ARR in Germany and the USA alone. That's just specifically looking at nursing homes and clinics. And if our robot human teams are able to increase the global supply of just nurses by simply 10% in the years to come, this will become potentially a multi-100 billion euro market. So we have recently closed a round from our existing investors and are preparing to raise a seed round of up to €2 million to support our expansion to multiple robots across multiple sites. And if you guys believe that an abundance of caregivers would redefine how we both experience and deliver care, then reach out to me to learn more about what we're building. Thank you very much.
Perhaps I can get started. Thanks, Daniel. Great presentation.
Thank
Um,
you.
can you comment a little bit on the competition from other solutions that are maybe not robots, but think about IoT sensors that
Sure.
are taking an increasingly bigger place in home care facilities?
Sure. So I have very clear thoughts on this market, which is anything done in the home should be done with sensors. Anything done in hospitals and open wards can potentially be done with cameras. And anything involving individual private patient rooms, either singles and doubles, is beneficial to use a robotic sensor. Why most of these facilities are super cost sensitive. Therefore, putting sensors inside every room or on every person is normally a no-go. And as we say here, so that means you have dramatically lower capex costs. Also, the systems really benefit from getting complete coverage. And those sensor solutions, when we see them in market, typically cover maybe 5% of total rooms, so very high risk residents, risk of falls. And then minimally invasive is also key. As soon as you're putting something in a resident's private bedroom, you require explicit written consent. This is also the case for wearables as well. And this normally becomes a barrier when you're trying to do hundreds of people, 80, 100, 150 bed nursing homes. So just for ease of implementation, costs, and coverage, a robotic solution is superior vis-a-vis these existing in-room or on-person sensors. Cool. And we can talk, if you want, about the various modes, whether it's camera or radar or wearable, but it's my general position on it.
Yes, can I ask a question?
Of course, please go ahead.
Usually there is already some kind of call system, alarming system in place
Right.
within these institutions. So do you make an integration and do you generate a report for these kind of alarm systems?
Sure. So, as we always say, everything is possible. However, in the stage we are now, we do not do any integrations into the system. So one of the benefits of us is we are completely air-gapped from the IT and call bell infrastructure. The way that looks in person is that they carry a small smartphone on shift, and we send alerts via WhatsApp directly to the smartphone for communication. In the future, we can, of course, go through the call bell system, but then you have some information loss. So, for instance, the call bell systems just tell you that room 203 has something going on. It doesn't tell you that room 203 is out of their bed and is being monitored for the next 15 minutes, and now the situation has resolved. So we could go into the call bell system as kind of like a global emergency alert in the case of a fault, but I have no plans to as of right now, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah. Could you walk us through the use of your system at one of the site where you did your pilots, and maybe one example where the healthcare professionals had feedback that could help us really understand what difference your system brings to their day-to-day work?
Sure, I can talk about last night actually, because we run at the moment 4 nights a week, half nights in 2 facilities. And so typically the staff come in at the start of their shift in the nursing station. The robots start automatically at 10 o'clock, at which point our staff from our side or them both preemptively write to us and say, hey, these rooms are empty and these rooms are problematic. Can you check these rooms a little bit more tonight because this person is new or this person has an issue? So immediately our team then adjusts the monitoring behavior of the robot to double check a room 2 or 3 times as frequently. Through the course of the night, for example, last night, room 28, we spotted that room 28 was out of bed at 1 in the morning and that they were exhibiting what we would consider unusual behavior. So that would be that they are out of bed and they are in the bathroom, which is fine. But depending on how long that persists, it could be an issue. So we relayed that information to the care team on duty. We said, hey, on the first floor, room 28, in the bathroom, we will watch for the next 15 minutes. And if there is any issue, like a prolonged trip, we will let you know. After 15 minutes had elapsed, we informed them that this was an extended trip, in which they said, oh, okay, that's unusual. Let me do a physical check. When they did a physical check, the person in the bathroom required their nursing assistant. Under a normal arrangement, the person would either have to notify the staff if they are mentally fit enough to do so, that they are in distress, or the staff would catch it upon, let's say, check once every 4 hours, depending on the facility. So what we provide the staff on duty is basically a safety net that they can be free to spend their time with patients or to deliver care in the way that they see fit, without actually missing anything that is going on at duty. So we are really like an extension of their eyes and ears within the existing flow, if that makes sense.
And how much effort does it require you to install the system?
So this is one of the advantages vis-a-vis the other sensor systems that require kind of contractors or that I can get an entire floor up and running in 2 or 3 days, and we expect to be able to do an entire facility, 4 or 5 floors, 100 beds inside of a week. So super, super low touch, very, very easy to use, and we put the burden of the implementation pain on our side instead of requiring installation and extensive training to use a system like this, if that makes sense.